Let me show you how Xenett automates the review of merchant clearing account. So right now I am reviewing Stripe account and I have an ending balance of about $21,000 as of July 31st. Now I want to find out that whether this balance is genuine or not and what exactly makes up this balance. To do that, we're gonna go inside the ledger. Now let's just understand what kind of transactions are recorded here. On debit side, you have all of your payments coming from your point of sale system, which in this case is recorded to general entry. And then you have a deposit, the bank deposits recorded on credit side. The way the merchant works is that you would expect to have a matching deposit for every single payment that you recorded. And you know that the way merchant works is generally they would take about a day or two or maybe three to deposit that money into your account. So you'll always have that timing difference. All right, now let's just go down and we can see that this is my ending balance. Now imagine if all of the payments have the corresponding matching deposit. In this case, in that case, the only payments that would contribute to this ending balance will be the last few ones, right? So in this case, you can see that if you look at just last few payments, you have $24,000 here, and then you have a corresponding deposit here. So these are like getting offset against each other. Now in this case, this $20,000 also have a corresponding deposit. So ideally, this 21,000, the last payment should be the one that should make up the ending balance. However, that is not the case here. There is a difference of about $100, and that difference could be coming from like any month, any year. So what typically happens is we generally export the ledger, maybe for the entire year or last few years, into Excel. Then we do some sort of formulas to find out what are those payments and deposits not matching. So it's like a very, very time consuming process. And this is what Xenett simplifies that. And this is how exactly it does that. We'll go to review points and then we'll go to merchant clearing account here. And if you don't see that merchant clearing account review point here, you can just add from new and then the review point. Now, in case if you are a Xenett workflow plan user, then you will not see this review point option here, but you'll see an option for task. And from there, you can just add that. For the very first time, when you add this review point, it will ask you to map the account because Xenett may not know what account that you would like to review. And once you have mapped that account, it will show up like this. In fact, if you have more than one merchant account, you can use this add account, and then you can also add more accounts from there as well. Now, once that account is mapped, Xenett reviews the ledger, and then it is gonna break down your ending balance here. So you can see that this was my ending balance. The very first thing that it does is that, okay, which are those payments which are actually clearing next period, because those payments are definitely contributing to this balance. So this is where you can see the breakdown where you got a payment of on 7/31st, which is actually getting deposited in August. So that is definitely contributing to this ending balance. Now you can see that there is a difference of about $100. This is where you can see that. Behind the scene, what Xenett does, it takes the ledger of 12 months. Out of that ledger, it automatically matches the payments and deposits, and you can actually find it here, view match. So on left hand side, you have all of your payments. On right hand side, you have all of your bank deposits, and these are totally matching. And you don't have to spend any time verifying these payments and deposit manually. So at least these are like out of your way. You don't have to worry about them at all. Now let's just talk about this unmatched payments and deposit. Now again, same thing, like you have all of your payments here and then you have your deposits here. Like these are those payments and deposits that are contributing to that $100 difference. And that's because there may be situations where you have two payments, but then you only have one deposit, which Xenett may not be able to identify that. So in that case, you can also manually match it. So now you can see like, hey, let's just say you got this 630 here and then 629 here, but then you have 630 here. I'm just giving you some example. If that difference is 0, then you can just manually match it here. So all you're trying to do here is all of those remaining unmatched payments and deposits, you're trying to manually match if there are any such transactions, and then you are kind of keeping them out of your way. So you'll end up having only those transactions here that are actually contributing to that difference, right? So now imagine like if you had thousands of transactions in your Stripe clearing account, Xenett has already filtered only these transactions that you have to just quickly review and then find the difference from, right? This is what Xenett is simplifying it for you. Now, let's just understand what is this opening balance difference. Now, as you can see that because it's a balanced account, that $100 difference could be coming from the same month that you're reviewing it, or maybe from the same year, or maybe any past year, right? So we cannot really go back to the inception. So what we are doing here, we are only taking the data of last 12 months and we are only reviewing it, which means that imagine if this $100 difference was actually coming from, let's just say, one of the month of 2020 year, then in that case, we would just simply show that difference like, hey, this is like a previous difference which is coming from, and that is what Xenett is doing at this point. So now here, as you can see, just to summarize it, you can clearly see what is making up your ending balance. Imagine if you do not have anything here and if you do not have anything here, which means you're good to go. There is nothing to worry about here because you only have those payments which are getting cleared in the next period. So this is how Xenett automates the review of merchant clearing account. There is no need at all to export anything into Excel or doing any sort of formulas as such.